Today, my featured guest is Adam Flores, and you can find him at dreamfactoryco.com. Dreamfactoryco.com. Now, Adam is the founder of Dream Factory Co., a marketing agency focused on helping you turn strangers into customers. He has over 30 employees and helps clients from around the world. He is also the author of The Art of Social Influence and runs a business ministry called Spirit Driven Success, which equips people with the biblical success strategies to reach their God-inspired goals. So obviously, Adam is a man of faith. He brings it into his business. I don't know why all of a sudden my calendar's booked out, right? Just so you know, Startup Nation, my calendar's booked out 4 to 5 months to get on this show. Praise God for that, right? But I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting all these faith-based entrepreneurs all lining up one after another, which happened 5 months ago, right? Like some of these things you just don't plan. So if you're hearing a lot of testimonies and faith and you're just not there yet in your spiritual journey, don't be scared. Lean in, ask questions, ask difficult questions. You never know. You may have that breakthrough moment you've been waiting for. So Adam, welcome to your first 100K top 100 podcasts on iTunes and entrepreneurship. Go ahead and take 60 seconds, fill in some of the gaps in that intro, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's so awesome to be here. And it is quite the waiting list, by the way, to get on your podcast. So it just hats off to all the success you're having. So yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm a CEO and founder of a company called Dream Factory Co. And this all got started as I was going after my vision to build my own company. I was having a hard time trying to find a team that could build out my marketing funnels, build out my advertising, build out my courses. And I had so many agencies and I had so many independent contractors that made a lot of promises and they would just drop the ball. And then I was talking to the web developer on this side and the designer on this side, and then the integrations person over there, and trying to get them all to work together. And I thought there has to be a simpler way to do all of this. And so I ended up building a team internally, which was very costly to do at that time because I was just a startup. And as I began to lend out my team to our community to help them build out their online businesses, they said, Adam, this is a world-class experience. You got to offer this as a service. So in 2014, we started a company called Dream Factory Co. And fast forward to today, we have a staff of 30. We work with entrepreneurs, influencers, CEOs around the world, and we basically just help them take their idea from scratch and build out the end-to-end pathway to turn strangers into customers. And so that way you, as the creator of your idea, can just stay in vision and not get bogged down by all of the tech stuff and things that you don't want to be doing. So
So
that's our business.
startup nation, here's Adam, right? And he solved his own problem in business. And from that problem, he created a new possibility. And this is what we're talking about. And so many times you're looking at the problems that you're having in your business right now, and all you see is problems, more and more problems. And I challenge you, and I'm guessing Adam will as well, to look through the problems and see the possibilities on the other side. There's profits to be had in your problems. True or true? There is, right? And Adam's saying, hey, this is what I did. And now, just so you all know, he built a 7-figure business doing this in a short amount of time. And he's blowing up right now. His growth is through the roof. They're relocating their headquarters from one state to the other. I'll leave it to him to share that story if he chooses to. So, Adam, let's get into it. Take a minute, share something personal about you that very few people in your business life actually know.
I literally I love to play golf. Like I'm obsessed with golf. It's crazy. Like we're in the process right now of building a new home in Texas, and we chose a location because of the golf course. And I'm building a golf simulator in my home, and I'm obsessed with the sport of golf. So if you're any golfers out there, reach out to me. We could get around it.
A golf simulator in my home. No, that's not obsession at all. Okay. So Adam, let's talk today about creating recurring revenue through membership sites. First off, why is this the right path for my listener? They have so many different options. They have funnels. Like you said, they have all these moving pieces. They're hiring it out. They got virtual assistants doing all these little pieces. But why should they lean in and invest in and focus in on membership sites and really driving recurring revenue to themselves?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest problem that I see a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with is that they have to start over every single month. So let's say, for example, somebody offers a service on here, like maybe a coaching service or consulting service, and you land a great client. Well, then that client ends in 3 months. And so you're back at zero and you have to start all over. And so there isn't the ability to compound results. Maybe you're selling a product on here and you make a good one-time commission, but without the reoccurring element, you're starting over. So you're actually not really building a business. You're just have a high paying revenue stream. And so with membership sites, because of the reoccurring nature, you're able to compound your revenue month after month, year over year, and it's highly scalable and there's leverage. And what I mean by leverage is that you're able to, for example, like let's say you started a content membership site. Maybe it could be around social media. Maybe it could be around men of honor if you coach men to be successful. Maybe if you're starting a content site to empower women, whatever your passion is, right? You might get on once or twice a month and you're able to work with one to many at one time. And so it doesn't take up more of your time the more you grow. You might just need more customer service support, but it's really a scalable model that you can build month after month. So that's why I recommend a membership sites for everybody, especially on your road to your first 100K. You can start so small, like something for $25 a month. That's super affordable. And what's neat is that, you can promote them organically on, your swipe up stories or Instagram, Facebook. It's so affordable. And most people don't have a micro offer like that. All of their products or services are, they need to be educated first before they buy. And this is just a really easy way for someone to get an introduction to who you are and get a taste of your products and services. And then if you have other programs, you can upgrade them from the membership into other tiers. So just a great model.
Startup Nation, those 2 points that Adam just made, one is recurring revenue where you don't have to show up and sell every single month, right? Some of you don't look forward to that. Let's be real. I was very good in sales, but I did not enjoy sales. You could be good at something and just not enjoy it. And it was that I had to do it. I had to start over every single time with a new person, new relationship, and resell whatever. And then once that transaction completed, it was like, okay, do I want to keep this client? Okay, now let me go back and resell them on some new stuff. And I just didn't enjoy that process. So the recurring nature is so valuable that he's talking about. The second part is, just being able to bring that client in and bring them into a community experience and then leverage your time. Like scaling your time is everything. That is the one thing you're going to be thinking about on your deathbed, is how you spent your time and how you have none left and what you wish you had done with the extra time. So membership sites give you more time, right? They give you time back. So I think that's awesome. Adam, how do we do it? Like, let's go through the basics here, okay? Because my listener right now, so they reach out to you, for example, uh, they go to your website and you'll give them that at the end. Uh, like, what does it look like? Like, are they going to spend thousands of dollars to build a basic membership site to sell a $25 offer? And how many members do they need in order just to break even on that investment? Like, this is what's going to scare people. How do we get through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So a great example to kind of illustrate that is the story of this client we had. Her name is Brianna, and she launched her membership site with us. It was $25 a month, and it was just to teach people social media strategies. We launched, and within the first 90 days, we grew to 300 members at $25 a month. So if you do the math, that's a $7,500 recurring revenue. You would need to own $1 million house in cash to make that kind of passive income from from your membership site, right, that it was producing. So it's like equivalent to $1 million house cash. So how do we do that? What is the steps to that? Well, the first step is really figuring out like who you have a heart for. So if you're listening to this right now, most likely you have a passion to serve a specific group of like community, right? Like you might be passionate about helping, men grow their business. You might be passionate about helping women understand their identity. You might be passionate about helping, even young people understand how money works. Whatever community that you want to be able to target, you most likely have a heart for, like a heart to help. So once you identify that target, then you just survey that target and say, okay, if I were to build a community around X topic, what would they want to learn? And so you start to realize, oh, wow, they need to know, like if you're doing a budgeting community, right? Helping people get out of debt, then they need to know, okay, how do they categorize their budgeting? How do they, set aside money? And so you start to get some of the ideas of what that community needs. And so you begin to write out a list of topics. Okay. So once
Mm,
you write out that list of topics, there's a couple different ways that you can deliver this content, right? You can be one of 3 R's, which I call it. You can be the person that has the results, meaning you've done something with your life to be the credible voice to that community, and you can teach them what you know. But you might be on this podcast saying, I don't have any results, I don't have any success stories. So, in that point, you can be the reporter. And the reporter is somebody who brings in outside experts to your community to bring them the value. So, for example, let's say it's a real estate community, you're in real estate. So, you might not be the real estate expert because you're just starting, but you bring in other realtors who have incredible marketing strategies. So, you're bringing the experts to teach your community. So, that's the reporter. The third R is the researcher. So let's say you don't have a big network, you have no results, but you're really good at like doing investigative research. So now you take time, find out the best practices from what people are doing, and then you share those results with your community, and you also ask your community for their perspectives. And so you're presenting research and getting feedback from the community. You guys are all working together for a common goal. So the cool thing about this model is that you don't need to know a lot, and you can start it as you are by choosing one of those 3 methods. Now, you might be wondering, well, Adam, what does it cost to build out a membership site? What am I looking at? Well, the cool thing is because we're in 2021, the cost of building a membership site is just the cost of software that's already made, and it's very easy to get set up. So for literally $150 a month, you can buy the software that allows you to start your membership site. And you might need another email service, which is about $20 to $30 a month. You need to purchase a domain for what your membership is called, which is $10, and your hosting, which is another $10 a month. So literally for under $200 a month, you can start your membership site. So if you have a membership that's $20 a month, then to recoup your investment, you would only need 10 members, and it covers the entire overhead of your business. Your location independent, so you're no longer having to go, work at an office. You can have people anywhere around the world, and you can work from anywhere around the world. So hopefully that gives you at home or wherever you're listening, in your car, in your office, some inspiration on something that you can start that's recurring alongside of any other business that you already have without taking up too much of your time.
mm, valuable. I like the way you broke that down very simply. Thank you. Next question is, when my listener starts their membership site and they put in that small investment, $200 a month, and they're like, okay, I'm in. I'm a trust Adam. He seems trustworthy. I might go for this. Uh, how do they launch it in a way where it's not an empty community? Because I think that's a fear for many of us, is that, well, I have nobody. I built the thing, I'm using the software, but I have nobody in it. So I don't want, what's that experience going to be like for the first 5 people when they pay $25 a month, they get in and there's like 3 people there, or the first person they get there, they're the only ones there. Like we try to avoid this experience. We want it to look perfect right out the gate. How do we get past that? What's the correct way to do it? What is the best practice?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's organic and there's paid advertising. Those are the only two routes to go. And I want to actually start with the paid advertising side. So what you want to do is you want to figure out what it costs you to acquire the member, right? And the goal is to always get that number to be smaller. But once you know that number, then you can budget to pay for a member to come in. And so what does that look like? Well, for Brianna, the reason we were able to grow to 300 members in 90 days is because our cost to acquire the member was $40 membership acquisition. And what we did is we created a 60-second ad that we ran on Facebook and Instagram, and it led directly to the sales page that explained what was included in her membership. From that sales page, they were able to enter their credit card information and enroll for $1 trial so that they can experience what the membership is like. And then they, can renew or they can cancel in that trial period. So with Brianna, we noticed that there's a 5-month average retention index, which basically means that the average member in her community stayed for 5 months. So if you times 5 months times $25, which is the value of her membership, then the value of the cut of the member is $125. So how did I come up with $125? 5 months they stayed in retention times $25 a month that they paid. That's $125 value per member. So that means when you're advertising to acquire the member, as long as you spend less than $125, your membership will be profitable. So now you are scalable in your ability to run traffic. So that is what's fun about the membership. Once you have that number, then you can begin to budget on how many members you would like to acquire. Okay. So what are the different advertising methods? Well, you can run ads on Instagram to start, even if all you have is $5 to $10 a day. And what you can do is you can have people within that ad just follow your page. So you can do something of value, right? So when you make an ad, there's 3 elements to an ad. You write a hook, which is to capture their attention, which is a question like, for example, say you're targeting realtors. Hey, are you a real estate agent and you want to be able to learn how to master real estate? Then you go into a story. I've created this community where I've taken all of the best strategies from different real estate agents and put them in one community. And then you go into an offer. If all you got to do is follow my page for more content and you can learn more about our membership. So they follow your Instagram and then there's a DM script that goes out that invites them to join your community. Hey, have you heard about our real estate inner circle community? No, I haven't. Awesome. Would you like to learn more about it? Sure. So then you send them the link and then you follow up. Hey, great. It's only $1 to try it out. Would you like to enroll? So there's that pathway where you can lead them from ad into conversation when you start for your first few hundred members. And then as your advertising budget grows, then you can just start running ad directly to the sales page for people to enroll. So that is one strategy. You can also do a strategy. I learned this actually in Russell Brunson's mastermind. It's called the Dream 100 list. So you write down 100 influencers that have your exact audience, and you can pay them to either be featured on their Instagram page, you can pay them to send out an email to their list, or you can pay them to be on a web class or a show, whatever method that their audience is on. And what happens as a sponsor is then you begin to know what it costs you to acquire members. So, for example, I sponsor a YouTube channel right now for my membership, and she has, I want to say, only about 20,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. So I only pay her $250 per interview that I do with her as a sponsor. But every time I do an interview with her, I get 10 members immediately who join my membership. And then from there, I get residual members because it's on YouTube. So the people watch the replay. And so it ends up costing me less than like $25 a member, which is really cool. My average retention index is closer to 8 months for my membership. So it's really powerful to be able to know that. So then now when I sponsor other shows, then I know that calculation. So back to those are just a couple of ideas But the idea is that you figure out what it costs you to acquire the member, and then you can put a budget aside to acquire members. Now, if you're organic, then one of the things that you can do if you're just starting out is make a live stream every single day. And at the end of that live stream, then you can, talk about the trial to your membership. And that's why you do it as a true, promote it as a trial, whether it's $1 then paid or free and then paid. You don't ever want to lead people into membership directly with the full price, because they need to experience what you've created and the community behind it. So that's one way you could do it, live streams. Another way you could do it is you can do like a 3-day video series. So you can make 3 videos on a specific topic, and every day you release a new video. And at the end of that video, you lead them to your membership. So that's another organic way. And then you could do your Instagram stories and just continue to add value and share case studies of the feedback people are getting in your community. Because at first you can sponsor 5 or 10 people to get your community going, have them give you testimonials, and then promote those testimonials organically. And then as you begin to start movement within your community, you get organic referrals from that community as well. So that it's very simple to market because it's so inexpensive for people to enroll. Nobody's going to write you and be like, oh my gosh, this was just a complete waste of time. You took my money. Like, nobody is going to do that. It's such a minimal amount, 25 bucks, 20 bucks. Some memberships even are 19.99, 14.99. But just starting, the community, it's going to start slower, but then you get momentum as you get more content back there and more guests and more tribe.
Adam, thanks for sharing those strategies. Now, let me ask you this, because I know some of my listeners are saying, how do I reach out to some of those influencers? Um, and how much do I expect to pay? I mean, $250 sounds really reasonable, but if this is like a top, influencer on Instagram, say they have 1 million followers or whatever, uh, like what's that going to cost me? How do I even pitch them? Do you have some kind of like simple script that you
Sure.
used?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 2 types of influencers. There's what they call featured accounts, and there's what they call personal brands. So you would be considered a personal brand because your face is behind your influence. So you would be more expensive, versus a featured account is a page that doesn't have a face behind it. It's just around a specific topic. So for example, they might have 1 million followers, and let's say it's around fitness and nutrition. So every day they're just pumping out meal plans and fitness memes and nutrition plans and those types of things. So what happens, those pages are built for ad revenue. So they might have 1 million followers, but they're built to take on people like us who want to promote on their pages. They've spent years building these pages out and insane amounts of time and money. And they'll let you come and maybe do a shout out anywhere from $300 up to, 750, depending on, what type of ad you want to run. For example, if you're doing a featured account shout out on Instagram, you can ask them to do a swipe up story. You can ask them to put your link in their bio, and you can ask them to post on their page and even post their reel, right? So you're getting 4 pieces of content, and or four kind of pieces of real estate on their page, and they'll usually leave it up for like 24 hours and then they take it down. So, how many how many members do you acquire from that page? So you create a spreadsheet and you start to realize, okay, these pages and influencers are really good. I would like to promote with them again in the future. And then I paid this guy and I got like no members. So his following is not that quality. And there's tools that you can use like Social Blade, and it will tell you whether that profile is a legit following or if it's like fake followers. So you can utilize Social Blade as a tool to kind of vet out whether you want to promote with that audience. But you take note, I really like so and so's audience. I get great results with them. This audience, not so much. So then you start to build a list of people that you want to advertise with. Okay. So as you become a loyal customer, they typically will give you better deals as well as you do repeat business with them. So that's the featured accounts. Now, personal brands are a little bit different, because personal brands are, they work really hard and they're a little bit harder to build. So if you're going to pay somebody like yourself, Joseph, right? Your brand is you've spent years building it. It's your face, right? In order for you to put your name behind anything that you promote, if you're paid for a promotion, first of all, you're going to have to believe it, right? Because it's your name behind it. So that means that there has to be some type of relationship built with you. So, how do you build that relationship? Well, one of the best ways to get into the door with a personal brand is to interview them. So you want to make sure that you start your own if that's going to be your strategy, start your own podcast like Joseph, start your own Instagram live interviews, start your own platform, because when you interview an influencer, they might be way more successful than you, but it will equalize the relationship. So that way, they will have a respect and honor for you as well, because you brought them onto your show. So now you build a relationship and you let them know, hey, I've created this membership community. I would love for you to sample it out, see what kind of content is back there. And if so, I would love to advertise with you if you would be willing. And we can do either a revenue share on the membership sales, or we can do some type of paid promotion where I pay you one time for a solo ad to your email list, or we could even do a web class together. And at the end, I can talk about my membership that way. So I don't recommend starting with personal brands to begin with, because they are relationship driven. They take more time. But when somebody else of influence promotes your membership, it's so much easier to get members, because they're recommending you. So start with featured accounts to begin with. They're very easy. You just message them and you just say, hey, I love your content. I would love to know your advertising schedule, what you charge to promote on your page. And then they will give you their advertising schedule. You'll select the dates, and then they put you on the calendar for promotion.
Okay, Startup Nation. Adam has broke it down. This was like a little workshop episode here. Okay, so go ahead and click replay. Make sure you have your pen and paper out. Take notes. If you have questions, you can get in contact with Adam. But really, like, take that first step. Take that first step. If you haven't done a membership community, try it. And listen, I'm doing it right now, just to be real with you. And I had those same exact fears of like, well, I want it to be perfect and set up, and I just don't know if it is yet before that first person comes in. And I haven't really advertised it at all. And people found just a random link on my website. And, I've had a few people just join, and I didn't do the trial, right? They just paid the $25 and they jumped in and they're like, Joseph, this is awesome. I love this. I'm looking forward to this, And so right there, that built my confidence, saying, wait a second, okay, maybe I do have enough value. Maybe I don't have to keep procrastinating. Maybe I should start sending some paid traffic now to this. It looks like it's working, right? If two people came in, they took the risk, they took the jump. Like Adam said, it's $25. What's the worst that happens? You send them a refund. Okay.
Yeah,
It's 25
exactly.
bucks.
Right.
So I really just wanted to share that with you, Startup Nation, to inspire you just to take that step. Take that one step of starting your community. If you need to know the best software out there, the best platforms to use, get in contact with Adam. I'm sure he'd be happy to point you in the right direction. Maybe you want to work with him and his team. He's got experts. They'll set up their funnels, the visuals, the images, the copy. I mean, his team pretty much does it all. It's a one-stop shop, it sounds like. I know Adam a little bit personally. We've spoken previously, and he jumped on a call with me and he gave me some pointers on how to get my community started. And I've applied some of those things. And I think that's why it's going to work very well. So, Adam, we're going to jump into my favorite part of the show. But before we do, is there anything else that we left out that you really want my listener to know about starting their membership community?
Yeah, absolutely. We run membership sites for some of the top influencers, maybe even that your listeners follow on Instagram. And so we have a lot of the data of what works and what doesn't works, and what strategies work best for what niches. And so, if you want to kind of have a team behind you through this process to build your membership site, map out the marketing pathway from a team that does this and knows like the actual numbers and data of what works, we could be a great team to help you with that process.
Awesome. So the point is there, don't do it alone. Just like anything in entrepreneurship, don't be the lone wolf. You end up dying by yourself. It's not fun. It's not a good experience. So ask for help, Startup Nation. Always ask for help. So, Adam, welcome to my favorite part of the show. Welcome to the hustle round. I'm going to ask you 10 quick fire questions. You'll have about 3 seconds to answer each. Don't overthink it. It's just for fun. Are you ready, sir?
Let's do it.
What's your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur?
Sales.
What's your least favorite thing?
Sales.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. It's great when you're in the mood, and it sucks when you got to do it.
Right.
What are you most afraid of?
Uh, Failure.
Okay. I believe we're all struggling with something at any given moment of our life, which is part of being human. What are you currently struggling with right now, either professionally or personally?
Discipline to stay in the gym.
Discipline to stay in the gym. Got it. What did you spend way too much time doing this past year?
Golfing.
Golfing. It's your obsession. What secret fear do you have about people?
Secret fear I have about people. I don't know. That's I never thought about that. Secret fear about people that maybe they might think that I'm rich and I don't care about them.
There you go. That's valid. What do you wish you had learned sooner in business?
To build something that you can compound.
Got it. What's a new habit you want to create in your life?
Staying in the gym.
What's a bad habit you want to break?
um, Probably eating things with dairy because I'm lactose and I pay for it every time.
Pick 3 words to describe who you are now.
Um, I would say loving. I would say encouraging, and I would say inspiration.
Got it. Startup Nation, did you feel loved? Did you feel inspired? Right? This is what Adam does. Pick 3 words, Adam, to describe who you were your first year in this business.
Scared, dumb, and unsure.
Scared, dumb, and unsure. Lots of that out there. Okay, I was there. And last question, if you could come back to life after you died, look your family and friends in the eye and give them only one piece of advice about everything, what would you say to them?
You have a story that is unique that people need to hear. Get it out to the world.
Amen. And then put it in a membership site and get recurring revenue from it.
Even better.
Any final wisdom? What's the one thing you want my listener to know about making their first $100,000 or more this year?
Yeah. So you only need 200 members no, you only need 300 members, a little bit more, to make your first 100K at $25 a month. So you can do it. And if you keep trying, it's impossible to fail because you're stacking your memberships. So go for it.
That's awesome. You know, Startup Nation, so many times you forget to put specific numbers to your goals. That's why you miss them. Have clear numbers. Okay. Adam just gave you the numbers. 300 members, $25 each, 7,500 recurring per month. That's your target. Go for that over the next 12 months. See what happens. See what happens. Go for it. Adam, how does Startup Nation get in touch with you? Where should they go? What do you got for them?
Yeah. So you can connect with me personally on Instagram, Adam IMOB. You just type that in on Instagram. My name will pop up first. And then if you want a free marketing demo with our team, we only have like a certain amount of these we give away. So it's first come, first serve. You go to dreamfactoryco.com/contact. Dreamfactoryco.com/contact. If you go there, you'll fill in a little intake form. You'll go to a calendar where you can book a time to meet with one of our strategists. And it is not just a sales pitch. You can ask Joseph. We actually map out a marketing game plan for you based around what you're good at and what your passion is. And then at the end of that process, if you want to work with our team, you can, or you can take the ideas and run with it and go about it on your own. We want you to just start something that's recurring. So that's what the game plan is about. So it's first come, first serve. We can't take everybody, but dreamfactoryco.com/contact.
Adam Flores, thank you for being on your first 100K. I wish you God's love, peace, and joy in your life, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph. And once again, thank you so much for having me. And whatever, send Joseph some love. If you're listening to this, he's just interviewing the best of the best, and it's to serve you. I know his heart for you, and it's just you're a great man. And so send Joseph some love on my behalf as well on this episode.
How much do I owe you for that? All right, Adam, thanks so much. God bless.